Well, it's about 9:30 here, and the Sony press conference just ended about half an hour ago, and I'm here to give you guys my thoughts, as I watched the entire thing, all 2 hours of it. Spoiler alert, and I think everyone on social media kind of agrees, it was kind of underwhelming, and I'll tell you why. First thing is that there's a video that's up on Game Trailers a couple weeks ago, right before this stream, saying, here's the key thing that Sony needs to do right from the get-go. Their opening video has to say PlayStation 4 right away. I mean, don't cut the bullshit. They'll talk about your sales and how you've been this, really great company that's made all this AAA stuff. Just say, bam, here we are today to talk about our new console coming out, the PlayStation 4. They didn't do that. They had a video montage of the history, which is fine, but as a video editor, I would have had the ending of it just have all the previous logos for all the previous systems, and at the end, boom, PlayStation 4. I didn't have the guy come out and say, here we are to talk about the PlayStation 4. Here's all the specs and all that. Which they kind of did, but they kind of dragged it on for 15 minutes of talking about the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 3, the Vita, the Go, or not really the Go. Who bought the Go, really? I took down a lot of notes here, so let's begin. Open it up with talking about the technical specs. There's going to be using PC architecture, overclocked architecture, obviously. Something like x86 processing chip, which I have no idea what that is. It's way over my head. They tried to simplify things, but they didn't simplify it enough. 8 gigs of RAM for the video. That's not bad. That's about it as far as hardware specs. They didn't really do a whole lot of other stuff. They confirmed the leaked photo of the PlayStation prototype controller. They've named it the DualShock 4. Not really a whole lot of difference. They removed the start and select buttons and the home button on the face of it. So you just push this touchpad now for everything. There's a share button. They've kind of redesigned the shoulder buttons a little bit. And instead of the little lights that are on the DualShock 3 for 1, 2, 3, 4 to show you which one's connected, now it's just going to be a light pattern, kind of like the PlayStation Move. And oh god, we'll get into that later. The controller, Sony's mentality has always been, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and they don't feel that their controller is broken. I, on the other hand, would kind of like to see the D-pad and the analog stick swap like the other controllers. Just, personal preference as far as playing. Like, I haven't grown up. I'm 30 years old, for Christ's sake. But as far as console shooters, I am more comfortable with a 360 controller than I am a PlayStation controller. I've tried playing PlayStation 1 Medal of Honor on that thing, and I can't do it. I just can't. It's just the way that Xbox has their controller set up. It's just like the way the thumbs feel. Like, you can just go to the face buttons without any problems. Though I really should maybe give some first-person shooters a shot on the PlayStation 3 again. Anyways, but the funny thing is that he had wired versions of the controllers that he was showing the Unreal 4 engine and the Havok physics engine, how they could have like these millions of particles falling down and there's like no slowdown. And you can have like, more realistic fire and ice and all these types of different effects, elemental effects. Which, Unreal has always been a great engine. If they can only solve that issue of drawing in textures, the texture drawing, then I'll be set with Unreal 4. But I don't know. I don't understand why he was picking up wired controllers to play video. Like he's like, oh, I'm interacting with this. Like, no, you're not. You're just showing a video. We know it's a video. They've announced also cross-play, remote play with the PlayStation Vita. There was a game that they showed off called Knack, which is kind of like a DreamWorks CG animated thing with, I don't know, it's hard to describe. It was just a trailer. Get used to that word trailer. That's pretty much all you're going to hear. They just basically, I don't know, it's like some type of creature thing. I don't know, it's like Skylanders or something. It's really hard to say. They don't really talk about the game that much. Now, one of the main things that they're doing is they're doing a complete redesign, too, of the PlayStation Network. The dashboard, they're trying to make it more streamlined. This made this so interesting. It's like you'll be able to connect and interact with people and playing games and all that. They basically have integrated a streaming service on the system. Not unlike streaming on Livestream or Twitch. Which, by the way, I tried watching the stream on Twitch. Oh my god, it died so quickly. Sony was having a rough time. People could view it on the PlayStation Home, but why would you? That thing is buggy as shit already. Nobody could do it. I mean, Screw Attack tried doing that, and it failed miserably, and they had to actually end their stream. Everyone was just basically... The only site that had it up and running at really high quality is Game Trailers. I mean, knock their video player all you want. When it comes to live streaming, such as events like E3 and their VGA Awards... Their streaming video quality is excellent. Excellent. No lag, HD quality. It's a great thing. So I was watching on that, and I was interacting with the chat of Pro Jared's stream while he was doing it on Twitch. Now, I say that because the streaming service for PlayStation 4, you would think it would be Twitch, one of the fastest growing video game streaming websites ever. I mean, other people have tried to copy Twitch and failed. I mean, the Own3D TV, their servers went down. They're no longer in existence. I don't even know of any other services. And Twitch is just growing more and more popular every day. I mean, I'm so proud to be a Twitch streamer. I have so much fun with my stream and interacting with the people in the chat and playing games. I mean, throughout this last couple of weeks, we've been playing Borderlands 2 and having a blast. So why would PlayStation and Sony pick Ustream for their streaming service? Do you realize nobody really uses Ustream for video games? I mean, I have XSplit. I could certainly stream on Ustream, but who would watch? I mean, Ustream used to be good. They changed their infrastructure so much that it became unusable, and everyone pretty much jumped ship to Justin TV. And then when they made Twitch TV, everyone stayed there because it's been so easy. The changes have been great. I can't wait for them to switch over to the new channel layout because I love it. I love the fact that I can just completely make my own buttons down below. But I'm getting kind of on a Twitch TV loving rant here. I love Twitch. I don't understand why Sony would not call them up. I mean, they promoted the hell out of their stream, and then they come up and says, "You're going to be able to stream and chat and interact by using the Ustream service." If I were Twitch, I'd just be like, fuck you, we're cutting your stream right now. But that's not Twitch. Twitch is an awesome community. I'm proud to be part of Twitch. And I'm proud to stream on Twitch. They also announced the video apps that every other console has. It's like, oh, we're working with partners to bring you the videos. I'm like, you already have them. Really, it's not going to take that much to put Netflix and what's the other one? Cinema Now and Crunchyroll and I don't even know what the other one's. Crackle. It's not going to take them that much to put those video services on your consoles. They're already on current gen consoles. Like for next gen, it's nothing. I don't even care about it. Let's see here. They say that they're also working. Now, this is the key thing. They're working on streaming backwards compatibility, which means that they're working on a system to stream from like their own service or whatever, PS1, PS2, PS3, and possibly PS4. I think they're really going for like this type of cloud gaming service, what was the service called? OnLive? I think they're really trying to start that. I see a lot of people that are just flipping out over, why can't this be backwards compatible? What this? You have to realize, putting any type of emulation into a console to emulate or play older games takes a lot of money. You know what the simple solution to that is? Keep your old consoles. I've got all my old consoles. If I want to play something, I'll just slap it on there. And even so, sometimes backwards compatibility isn't great. I tried playing Mega Man Anniversary Collection on my Xbox, on my 360. Emulation is horrible on that. There's jagged pixels, like the menus are all screwed up. Better just to play it on the original Xbox, which I still have. So just keep your old consoles. Don't even worry about backwards compatibility. I know you want to trade it in for, cash value towards the new system, but really, GameStop gives you shit for your trade-ins anyway. Why bother? Just sell it. Just sell it for straight up cash. Anyways, done with that rant. Let's see. What's this? Lots of video with. I don't even understand my own notes. They're talking about playing videos and like video compressions with lots of buzzwords no one will ever understand. Oh, there was a video. Okay, I get this now. I understand where I was going with this. After we were talking about the streaming compatibility, I think David Perry, former the guy who made Earthworm Jim, essentially, was talking about this. This guy came on, was talking about like buzzwords and interaction. It's like, synergy, innovation, new technologies, further your lifespan. Just words no one would understand. What do I have here? Oh, they were complaining about load times and startups for the consoles. It's like, oh man, you know how hard it is to push on that on button and wait those 10, 15 seconds for your console to boot up, and then another 15 seconds for you to sign in, and then another 2 minutes, or not even 2 minutes, another 30 seconds for your game to start up. It's acting like that 1 minute to boot up your system, put the disc in, and turn it on is a chore. Man, you guys think we must be fucking lazy. I have not once turned on my 360 or PS3 and just be like, oh god, why is it taking 10 seconds? I want to play games now! Anyway. Yeah. And I also wrote in here, wah. Grab me a fucking river. I need to take a drink because I'm going to be talking quite a lot here. Yeah, and the developer from, I can't remember the name of the development team who makes Gran Turismo, but he basically came on the line, said something in Japanese, which it was making the joke. It was mistranslated. He was talking about the possibilities and the graphical capabilities of the PlayStation 3. It's just like, yeah, we're making Gran Turismo 6. You're not going to see it. It's already delayed. Backwards compatibility. Oh, I already made that joke. Backwards compatibility. Keep your old consoles. And what's this about Killzone? Oh yeah, and then they're starting to talk about the games now. So, out comes Killzone. Well, they didn't call it Killzone 4. It's Killzone Shadow Wolf or something. Nobody believes that's real gameplay footage. You fooled us once with Killzone 2 and the PlayStation 3, and you said, this is real in-game, and it was just a glorified CG trailer, which this is. And a lot of people are just like, what else can be done with the first-person shooter genre? There's one company that is, and I'm going to talk about them because they were the last people to talk about their stuff at the conference, so I'll talk about that later. But it's just really, what can you do with the first-person shooter genre anymore? I mean, it's... I can't even think of ideas. Like, if someone asks me, it's like, well, what could you do better in a first-person shooter? I don't know. But I would like to see someone try something different. Honestly, I really can't think of what's different. I think the first-person shooter genre has been tapped out. We've done everything that we possibly can with it. Well, whatever. Killzone sequel... Nobody applauded. It was just like... They were just like, another Killzone. What was with that walk cycle? Like, the guy come off of the train or whatever, and he's just like, alright, Sergeant, come this way. And, like, he walks down the stairs, he's like this. What the fuck was that? Like, you not have motion capture? You not have a motion capture guy walking downstairs? Like, what the fuck, man? That was the worst animation I've ever seen. This is like PlayStation 1 era walk cycles. God damn it. No one applauded for the trailer. That's what I wrote down. And me too. I was just like... And the next game was a Drive Club. Because you know Gran Turismo 6 will never come out in your lifetime. Man, all this guy was talking about is like, look how beautiful this car is. We have 50 million polygons just in the leather interior, so it's like you're actually stepping into the vehicle. Yeah, but how does it play? No, you can actually open up the hood and look at the engine. Yeah, but what about the gameplay? How does it play? Like, not even talking about it. It's just like, ooh, graphics, look how pretty it looks. It's so stupid. I'm like, why? Like, Gran Turismo, the cars look great on 3 on the PlayStation 2. I mean, how, like, are people really going to be like, oh, I need to get this game because the cars look so realistic? Yeah, it plays like shit. It's like, yeah, but the cars look cool. Underwhelming, don't care. Okay, so another guy comes on, basically talking about, like, he's like a conspiracy nut. He's just like, oh, there's so many cameras in Britain. There's a camera for every 14 people in Britain. They're always looking after you. And because of 9/11, you have to spend 10 lifetimes waiting in line for TSA to pat you down and make sure you're not going to blow up their fucking plane. But what if, and then like it turns into a complete 360. It's like, what if you said, fuck you, you have these superpowers, and like, I'm not going to go through TSA. I can fly myself. And then fly off. Once he said that, I pretty much, and then he said he was from Sucker Punch. I'm like, all right, another Infamous. And that's what it was, Infamous. I'm like, guys, no one's willing to take a chance right now. No one's saying it's like we need to do something new with this technology. It's like, no, let's just keep shoveling the same old shit. Yeah, Infamous Second Son, what it's called. Maybe it's Cole's Son. I don't know. I haven't played Infamous 1 or 2 with the DLC yet. I need to get on that. So, oh yeah, and the whole thing, there's like, it's like, oh, we're going to take, innovative gameplay. You're going to be able to do things you haven't been able to do on this generation. And yeah, right now it's all talk. They don't show gameplay. They just show pretty cutscenes to get you hyped for the new games that are coming out. I mean, you have to just show what the game looks like and how it's played. If you don't have anything ready, and none of them admitted that these are trailers. None of them admitted that this is in-game and this is real-time. They just showed us, like, we're working on Infamous Second Son. You don't have anything to show for it other than a pretty CG trailer. Okay, and out comes the creator of Braid, Jonathan Blow. It's coming out. He's coming out with a game for the PS3 called. I lost my notes here. The Witness. It looks like it's going to be a first-person puzzle. It's an open world, but you have to solve these puzzles. And from what I can tell in this trailer, again, it's a trailer, is that you're going to be, tracing lines with the touchpad and solving puzzles. It looks kind of interesting. I mean, I liked Braid enough. I didn't think it was like groundbreaking or anything. I mean, you're walking around using time collecting puzzle pieces. I mean, it was a good game. Now for me, Jonathan Blow came off as pun intended, blow hard. When I watched Indie Movie The Game, when he's just like, no, you don't understand, this is what I meant about the game. You're interpreting it. It's like, we can think about a game any way we want. It's just because it's not your vision doesn't mean we're wrong. It's our opinion. Alright, drink number 2. But, it looks interesting. Oh, no, actually, he did admit it is a trailer. He said, here's a trailer for my new game. He did admit, actually, it was a trailer. It wasn't running in-game. And then the guy comes up and he said, that's the end of our games presentation, and everyone freaked the fuck out. And it was a surprise, because look who walked on stage. David Cage. You definitely know he ain't talking about fucking video games. No. Oh, God, no. He's talking about making movies. And he's talking about how this character had this many polygons, and this character had this many polygons, and he even mentioned with PlayStation 4 how many polygons that... The guy, he showed like facial animation, and the guy looked like Doc Brown. I was waiting for him to go, Marty, it runs on Steam! But the way he was describing stuff, it was just... Like, the way he was describing facial animation, he's just like, this is a new way you can look at facial animation that hasn't been done before. I'm like, motherfucker, did you play L.A. Noire? No, you didn't. Because you don't like video games. You just like making cutscenes and QuickTime events. Alright, what was next? Oh, Damn, the name is escaping me. Miracle Monolith, Miracle. Double M. I'm just gonna call him Double M. The guys that make Little Big Planet. They get on stage and they were talking about, like, there's some people drawn on stage. It's like, you want to make your dreams come true. You want your creations to come to life. It's like, we want you to live in your dreams. I'm like, so Total Recall? You're going to send us to Recall and we're going to become agents? And I'm going to say, ah, you blew my cover! That's my one Arnold joke. And the one thing that they're doing is he's just like, remember the move? And they put a move on the screen, and everyone in the chat and everyone on Twitter is like, no, you don't. Yeah, they're supporting the move still. They have this thing where you can now make sculptures, like clay 3-dimensional sculptures with the wand. And immediately everyone is like, there's going to be 1 million 3D dicks on that network. That's all there is. It's like millions and millions of dicks. But nothing could prepare us for what they showed next. This almost rivaled E3 08, 09, whichever one. And you know which one I'm talking about with the Wii. There's no official title for this game, but people have already dubbed it, and I've officially dubbed it, PS Move Music. Do you not realize how shitty Wii Music was? How nobody took it seriously? How it's not a good game at all? And you're gonna make a game out of this? First they were like marionette puppets. It's like, oh look, we're moving these things around with the PlayStation wands. And now we're gonna pick up a guitar and jam and... Oh god. And another thing, if you looked on the left, the girl that was playing the drums, didn't she look an awful lot like Morgan Webb? It's weird. She looked a lot like it. Alright, and I didn't get the guy's name because it's a Japanese name and I'm horrible at pronouncing Japanese names. But he's the head of Capcom. And why were you playing the God of War music for Capcom? Really? Oh, God. Anyways, basically talking about Capcom's history, you know, Street Fighter, Resident Evil, all that stuff. And they're talking about this new game that's currently called Deep Down. It kind of looks like a spiritual successor to Dragon's Dogma, which I haven't played yet, but people are telling me is fantastic, and I really need to get on. I will get that eventually. This is the first thing that actually kind of sparked a little bit of interest in me. It's still a trailer. I don't believe it's in real time, even if you put those overlays for, like, I'm switching weapons right now. I'm putting my shield up. No, I still believe that's all CG. Until I see someone with a controller and someone with an off-camera thing moving it around, I'm not going to believe it. It looked interesting, though. I like me some knights and dragons and shit. And then there was this weird thing with Blanca at the end. There was like this little thing that said, hey, Yoshio-san, I have trouble beating this guy. Come help me out. And I'm like thinking, that's something that the Wii U kind of does, isn't it? Where you have those little things that say, I'm having trouble with this game, and then you kind of look through the message boards and people tell you how to beat the guy. And here came the biggest headache and one of the biggest face bombs of this conference. Square Enix came on stage, showed nothing new, and told us nothing new. Basically, they came up and they showed that tech demo for that new graphics engine that they're working on. And then someone else came online and said, oh yeah, I'm from the Final Fantasy brand. I'm the Final Fantasy brand director. And I'm like thinking, okay, I know you said Final Fantasy, but unless... basically, Kingdom Hearts 3 or get the fuck out. And he's like, we're working on a new Final Fantasy, and you'll hear about it at E3. I think I've lost all faith in Square Enix at this point. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, all the best people have left, and they just don't know what the fuck they're doing. How about you tell us, hey, Versus 13 is still coming out. Or, hey, we really are working on Kingdom Hearts 3. Or, hey, we're working on Final Fantasy 15. And we're going old school. Well, not really old school, but you can actually control everyone. You have choices. You have, you know, items you can use that aren't fucking useless. And this is just adding fuel to the fire for that eventual video I'm going to do. You all know which one I'm working on. So stay tuned. So, basically, here's what ended. Here's basically what I thought ended it all. There was a couple other things, but man, Ubisoft, you fucked up with Rayman Legends. You fucked up a tiny little bit that no one really cares about when you delayed the Scott Pilgrim DLC for me. I was really pissed. I really wanted to do that stream that day. I mean, your biggest fuck up so far is delaying Rayman Legends until September so that you can put it multi-platform, and then giving that piss poor demo on Wii U. You made up for it a little bit tonight by showing a gameplay demo, like an actual demo of Watch Dogs, and I'm really intrigued. I mean, everything looks natural, like the control, everything looks really natural about the guy, the way he walks, the way he moves, and the way he interacts. I thought it was pretty cool. This guy whips out a cell phone, hacks a nearby cell phone, steals this guy's bank account information, then walks up to an ATM, hits a button, bam, takes all the money out of his account. Then all of a sudden, he's like freaking vigilante. He's like hiding behind cover, watching a guy pull a gun on a woman. Then he pulls up and he's just like, freeze, motherfucker, and he's just like, get away from me. Guy runs along, by the way, that guy, whoever's the henchman, you really need to work on your voice acting, because he's just like, get away from me, and then like shower him with bullets. Doesn't make you that big of a badass, but it turned out to a really, really good chase scene. How he took him down by shorting out an electrical outlet and then, you know, taking him down. But then all of a sudden, like, the police come after him, so, like, he actually is a vigilante. So it was a really, really intense chase scene where he hacked a train so that he could escape, so he's riding on it. Then you got these cameras that are following him around, and he hacks those so that they can't identify him and hack into anything. So, Ubisoft, good job tonight. You still gotta make up for Rayman Legends somehow. This is on the right track. But man, 2 hours of a stream just to get that. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, what's next? Oh yeah, some guy came up from Blizzard to say that they're finally doing a partnership with PlayStation. What was really funny is that he talked about, oh, just to let you know, before we started, you know, taking over the world with WoW and StarCraft and all that, we actually made console games. And everyone in Pro Jarrett's chat was just like, please say Blackthorn, please say Blackthorn, please say Blackthorn. And he's like, alright, we made Lost Vikings 2, Rock and Roll Racing, and Blackthorn. And everyone's like, oh my god, he said it, oh my god. And I think one guy in the crowd freaked out because he kind of pointed at it and was just like, oh yeah, old school, you know. Don't want to mention Death and Return of Superman or Justice League Task Force, do you, Blizzard? Those games sucked. So yeah, the big reveal was Diablo 3 is coming to PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. Of course, they couldn't say if it was coming to Xbox 360, but I really don't care about Diablo all that much. I mean, you guys out there who, you know, farm for the good stuff and make money off of it, all the power to you. It's just like, I can't devote myself that much to a game to do that. And finally, to end the stream, was Activision. Here's what I had to take down. Activision praising PlayStation. He's like, oh, they're great to work with. But yet, you have this DLC deal with 360 to put Call of Duty maps on the 360 first, and then like a month later on the PlayStation, or on the other, I think on PC as well. But yeah, when they come out with Activision, they weren't talking about bringing Call of Duty or Skylander Giants or whatever. He kept delaying it and delaying it. I'm like, oh god, Destiny for Bungie is going to be on the PlayStation 4. Sure enough, that's what it was. I could hear the Halo fanboys and the Bungie fanboys crying out in terror. And suddenly silenced. The one thing I want to know is, now that Bungie is going to be working with PlayStation 4, is Rooster Teeth going to be supporting PlayStation a little bit more than they used to? Who knows? What I found funny, though, is that they brought 4 people on stage to talk about Destiny, and only one person talked about it. Basically, he didn't really elaborate as to what was going to be for Destiny, other than what we saw a few days ago. So, Destiny looks interesting to me. I'm kind of excited to get it, to look into it. It's going to be a long time before it's ready. I mean, Bungie takes a while with their projects, and they make quality stuff. I haven't made the comparison between them and 343 with Halo 4 the CE because I haven't played those games yet. But yeah, that was the conference. So they showed the controller, they showed the new graphical capabilities, they showed a bunch of trailers for games that are in development, and they gave a tentative release date of holiday 2013, so it's coming out this year. But they didn't show the actual console itself. They didn't say whether or not there's going to be an actual disk drive in it. They didn't say whether or not they're going to 100% support digital downloads or streaming service, because they do have that technology of they acquired the technology for streaming. They never really 100% confirmed backwards compatibility with disk, so we don't know if you can put a PlayStation 3 disc into a PlayStation 4. We don't know if they're just going to come out with a completely brand new video, optical video system. I don't think you can at this point. Blu-ray is pretty much like top-notch. Blu-ray 3D is like at the top. You can't really make it any better. And in this day and age where people are using Netflix and Hulu Plus, if you're in the States, to stream movies at a subscription fee, we got it for $8.99 here. Coming up with a new type of optical system that's going to go, that would go beyond Blu-ray, and asking people to accept that's a big gamble. I don't think Sony's willing to do that again. Does this make me want to buy a PlayStation 4? No. There's not enough information that warrants me to say I need that, because I don't. It doesn't give me any information. I honestly think with this generation of consoles, with the PlayStation 3 and the 360, we are pretty much tapped out as far as how far you can push the system graphically, and like how far you can push the system as far as game immersion. Unless a developer or publisher can prove me otherwise, I honestly think that this console generation probably be the last great one. And the warning signs are already here. You look at the Vita, the 3DS, and the Wii U launch. They were hot when they first came out, and then they slowly fizzled out. It's been a year since the Vita came out. There's no games for it. There was an initial launch, and then there's just nothing. 3DS is slowly getting up there with recent releases like Fire Emblem Awakening, but it's nothing spectacular. And the Wii U, my God, it's slowly getting down there with the Virtual Boy as like the worst launch of a Nintendo console in history. There's just absolutely no games for it whatsoever. So that's my thoughts on the conference. I needed the drink because that was a mouthful to talk about. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching my rambles about the PS4. And I'm pretty sure I'll have more come E3. So stay tuned.